following is a paid program. The views expressed are not necessarily those of the management or ownership of KSTP-AM 1500 ESPN.
This is the place to talk about everything related to the home, buying or selling real estate, financing and improvements that can help increase your home's value. This is Minnesota Home Talk on Score North. Here's your host, Jason Walgrave.
Good morning, folks, and welcome back. This is Minnesota Home Talk, and we are live on 1500 ESPN, baby. Yeah.
It's like we never left.
Oh,
It's like we never changed.
It's like we never changed. ESPN Radio. We got, you want to move closer over? Get over here, Theodore. We're going to get you in here. There we go. What's up, dude? Can you see yourself? All right. Theodore's in here this morning. Theodore Walgrave. He's going to be helping out with the market statistics.
I'll get him on his own camera in a second here.
We'll get you on there. Okay. We're working out. Folks, got a big show planned this morning. We've got, we're going to be talking about the 9 questions to ask when choosing a realtor. And right now, more than ever, it is so very important to have an experienced and successful real estate agent representing you in the purchase or the sale of your home. As it is important to have an experienced and, you know, a loan officer that has a team, that has systems in place that can all but guarantee you're going to close on time. That's Mike Ouverson and his team. But I'll tell you what, real estate market is, it's different today than it was a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be talking about that in the show today. What's going to happen with real estate agents this year? What's going to happen with loan officers this year? And then we're going to be talking about the market. So a lot to talk about. 9 questions to ask when choosing a realtor. We'll be going through that. We've got, we're going to give away one big winner for the best real estate question. 4 tickets to a Saints game. So 4 tickets, all 4 tickets are together. One big winner for the St. Paul Saints game. If you'd like to win, give us a call. Phone lines are open at 651-647-2910 is the call number to the studio. We will keep those lines open throughout the show. If you'd like 4 tickets to a St. Paul Saints game, simply give us a call with a real estate question. The best question is going to win. 651-647-2910. That is the call number to the studio. You can also win via text. Text your real estate questions to 763-443-5664. Again, the text line is 763-443-5664 to win 4 tickets to a Saints game. The best real estate question is going to win anything and everything real estate related. Give us a call or text us. The call-in number to the studio. We'd love to hear from you. We'll keep the studio lines open throughout the show. 651. Studio lines are open at 651-647-2910. The text line, text your real estate questions to win 4 tickets to a Saints game. The best question is going to win. The text line, anything and everything real estate related, folks. Text your questions to 763-443-5664. Again, the text line to win, 763-443-5664. What do you think? It's beautiful out yesterday, wasn't it?
It was so nice.
Sun was out, hardly any wind.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, I can literally think of maybe 2 days where we've had wind that low, like this spring far.
It was very nice. Theodore, let's get you on mic. Should we get you on mic and get you on camera here?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Evan's working on it. So there we go. Oh, is he on?
Yeah.
Oh, he's on. All right, buddy. So yesterday, did you think it was a nice day? Was the weather good?
Yeah.
Was the talking to the mic here? Was the water cold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were on Prior Lake a little bit yesterday, and the water was a little bit chilly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it was beautiful, man. The sun definitely got a little color. You got a little color? Yeah, you're okay. You don't got too much color.
Yeah, no.
Make up for it this weekend.
Oh yeah, I'll get nice and sunburned this weekend, I'm sure.
I tell you what, the people that we did see out yesterday, because we were probably there till, I don't know, 6 o'clock. I would say at least half were bright red.
Yeah.
So the sunburns are rolling.
It's just those typical, Minnesota.
Bless you.
I want to get
Thank
some
you.
color, so I'm not going to put the sunscreen on right away. I'm gonna give it a couple hours out there, or until I start feeling hot, and then I'll put sunscreen on. But
It's so funny.
by the time you start feeling hot, then you're already burned.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's that
Yep.
whole bit, and we've all been there.
We've all been there, and we do it every year.
Yep.
We do it
I've
every
never had a
year.
sunburn in my life.
Whatever.
You're so full of it. What are you, a vampire?
Yeah.
Yeah, the key is to just not ever go outside during the day.
Well, that would work too. That would work too. All right, Theodore, before we get into the smoking out listings, let's talk a little bit about the 3 sports that you're in. You're in flag football,
Nice.
you're in soccer,
Mm-hmm.
and you're in track. So of those 3 sports that you're playing right now, which one do you like the most?
Football.
Football. So we do the NFL flag football, which is on Sundays.
Sweet.
So they practice for an hour and then they go right into the game right after that. So it's pretty convenient as far as time goes. But yeah, Theodore he's quite the little football player.
Yeah.
What you like, defense or offense better?
Offense, because then I can score a touchdown and do the gritty.
Yeah, buddy.
Do you know that that Ouverson, he is actually the inventor of the gritty?
No,
No, that's not
that
true.
isn't true.
Who's the inventor of the gritty?
No, it's Justin Jefferson.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Well, he took it from me.
Yeah, and Ouverson actually learned it from me.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
no.
How old is Justin Jefferson? He's got to be what, 25?
Probably not even.
Not even 25.
I'm guessing. Yeah. Let's see. He's what, 3 years in?
3 years in. So yeah, 25, 26.
It'll be his
maybe.
third year in. So he's probably, he might be 24, 25.
24, 25.
I got bad news for you both.
What do you got?
22.
Really? He's 22 years old?
June 16th, 1999.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
He could be your son.
Right? Well, he learned it from me.
That's how he learned the gritty.
Yeah, what the listeners don't know is that Evan and I actually do a really good tandem gritty. It's a
Yes.
little skit we got that we've been working on
Yep.
lately.
We're going to TikTok that next week.
But yeah, let's TikTok the
Evan-
tandem gritty.
Evan, that is your task this week is you have to practice the gritty. And then during next week's show, we're going to roll out a little gritty TikTok.
Yep.
If you would like to be the producer of Minnesota Home Talk,
Taking applications this
by
week
all
only.
means, just shoot me a text and we'll work something out, and then I don't have to do the gritty on camera.
But that will be fun if we do. All
Yes,
right,
it will.
folks. If you'd like to win 4 tickets to a Saints game on us, give us a call. Studio lines are open at 651-647-2910 is the call-in number. The studio lines are open. We're giving away 1 big winner, 4 tickets to a Saints game. All 4 tickets are together. They're really good seats. Saints games are a blast, by the way. Text or studio lines, give us a call at 651-647-2910. That is the studio line. We'll keep the studio lines open throughout the show. 651-647-2910. And then, of course, we have the text line, which is 763-443-5664. The text line again, if you'd like to win tickets via text your real estate question to 763. Again, that's 763-443-5664. 1 big winner, 4 tickets to the Saints game. Anything and everything real estate related, go ahead and text us your questions to 763-443-5664. Smoking hot listings.
Let's do them.
Here we go. Smoking hot listings. Hot.
So hot.
Where's the fire extinguisher?
Yeah. Did you say distinguisher?
I did.
Can
All
you
right.
distinguish that fire, please, Evan?
All right, we've got.
It's a very distinguished fire.
It is. It is.
So distinguished.
We've got. Let's see. This property is in New Prague. It's on Cedar Lake, folks. Would you like to buy a lakeshore property just outside the Twin Cities in New Prague? It is. There we go. $429,000 just relisted with a new price of $429,900. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 720 square feet. This property has a fantastic backyard, waterfront, amazing dock in the frontage. Look at that on Cedar Lake. They got some good fishing on Cedar Lake too.
Muskies.
They got a muskies,
Muskies and crappies.
crappies or crappies.
I say crappies. When they're not biting, I call them crappies.
Exactly. Fantastic property, folks. If you'd like to enjoy that lake style living, you can in New Prague for $429,000. Moving over to, we've got a brand new listing in Prior Lake. This is on Fish Lake, located at 20755 Addison Drive. Over 2.5 acres. It includes water frontage on Fish Lake. This is a really cool property. You've got space, you've got acreage, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, fireplace. We've got updated kitchen, bar in the basement. This is a really fantastic property. And it is priced to sell at $899,000. Own water frontage, lake property, plus acreage in Prior Lake on Fish Lake. This property is pretty fantastic. A lot of wonderful upgrades, and it is ready for a brand new homeowner. All right, folks, we're going to move over to, we've got a fantastic condo in Edina, Minnesota, located at 3209 Galleria. Number 807, completely renovated, brand new bathroom, kitchens. The skyline and views in this property are pretty outstanding. And this home, again, 1 bedroom, 2 bathroom. Price on this property is $599,000. Great price for this luxury condo in Edina, Minnesota. Wonderful location. Again, the skyline and the views are spectacular. Moving over to, moving down. No, this is over to, I guess. This property is gorgeous. In Afton, views of the St. Croix River Valley. 3 bedroom, 3 bathroom. $750,000. This property is an acreage property as well. Sits at the top of the bluffs. Incredible skyline views, private. And this property is unique. It's got really wonderful features, vaulted, granite kitchen, granite countertops, stainless steel. And architect is really, really cool throughout. This property is on the market for $750,000.
He didn't actually mention the address of this one. 15616 Upper 34th Street South in Afton.
Thank you, Evan.
Yeah, no problem.
It would be important to know where it's at.
Yeah, if you want to look it up, you can always go to MinnesotaHometalk.com for any of these listings, obviously. But if you're just curious about one of them, you can always just type it in and pull it up on any of the MLS sites.
And if you're into hang gliding or zip lining,
oh yes,
this is your house.
We were talking about building an epic zip line from the property all the way down to the St. Croix River.
No official endorsement of any of this, but yeah, it would be pretty sweet.
I think you might need a permit, maybe not.
Talk to your insurance guy; he'll love the idea.
Yes,
he'll say yes.
Hang gliding or zip lining.
Yep.
Hey, listen, we can insure anything. I'm just not sure if you'll like the premium on it.
Moving down to Red Wing, Minnesota, in the Lake Pepin area, located at 27858 Greens Point Road. This is a pagoda-style home with 425 feet of waterfront. It is ready for redevelopment or remodel. This property is spectacular. You want to get in? There you go, buddy. I'll get you in there. There you go. And it is on the market for $1.5 million. Really, really spectacular property with a ton of opportunity to either remodel or redevelop. All right, folks, moving on to our next smoking hot listing. We've got Docks Harbor in Aiken, Minnesota, on the north shores of Mille Lacs. If you're looking for an investment opportunity, this is one to consider. Resort-style living. This is an RV resort. Docks Harbor. It has boat slips, RV sites, and there's opportunity for expansion as well. If you're interested in an investment opportunity in Aiken, Minnesota, located at 39629 State Highway 18, come check it out. On the market for $2.5 million. Gorgeous property. One of the expansion opportunities for this property would be ice fishing in the winter. So the current owners, they use it spring, summer, fall, and then they close it down for the winter. But I think there is some incredible opportunity to expand into the ice fishing market in the winter. Moving down to Savage, Minnesota, Pebble Creek Custom Homes has a to-be-built on Sumner Avenue. This is in the Prior Lake Savage School District. This is one of our favorite homes that we have built, and it is a to-be-built currently in Savage for $995,000, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,400 square foot Rambler on the with an unfinished basement. Of course, you can finish the basement for a very large and spectacular home in Savage. Pebble Creek also has I think their next to-be-built Oh, there you go. Look at that, jumping around. Sorry about that one.
That's all right.
In the Cardinal Overlook in Prior Lake, this is on Sims Court, and this property is a 2-story, $950,000 to be built price. It is a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 3-car garage. The Cardinal Overlook development is a 9-lot cul-de-sac that are all half-acre walkout lots. It's surrounded by a 12-acre preserve, so you've got a lot of space and privacy. And it is right next to the middle schools, both Twin Oaks and Hidden Oaks, up 160th Street. I think we've only got a couple lots left in this development, so if you're interested in building a custom home in Prior Lake, come check it out. We have a commercial property in Duluth, Minnesota. That one is located at
327 West 1st Street in Duluth, Minnesota.
This property is on the market for $1.75 million. Historic building, you've got a ton of opportunity, and this is right in downtown Duluth. It is, what's the square feet on this one? I think it's 6,000. No, 30,000.
It is currently 24,500, but could be converted all the way up to 30,000 according to the listing. So
commercial opportunity in Duluth, Minnesota. Folks, Thursday, I was in Aurora, Minnesota, which is in the Biwabik Giants Ridge area, about 3.5 hours north of the Twin Cities. We're going to be listing a commercial and restaurant opportunity in the next week or so. And so just a quick reminder, if you have any real estate that you want sold for top dollar in the entire state of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin, we can help you out. So again, we cover the entire state and do more stuff in the Twin Cities, but we do cover all of Minnesota and Western Wisconsin. I think, one last listing, again, a little bit outside of the metro. This is in Dundas, Minnesota, located at Millersburg Boulevard. It is located at 1736 Millersburg Boulevard West. It is 130 acres?
Yep, 130 and a half.
130 acres, zone commercial with Interstate 35 frontage, and it's on the market for $5.2 million. Incredible opportunity to develop a wonderful commercial property just south of the Twin Cities. So something interesting about Dundas, Mr. Ouverson and Mr. Little. Mm-hmm. So I was listening to a Jesse James podcast in this last week. Okay. And so Frank and Jesse James and the younger gang, the younger brothers, I think there was 2 or 3 youngers, they robbed a bank in Northfield, Minnesota, which is, I didn't know any of this, so it's pretty cool. So they robbed the bank in Northfield, Minnesota, and then during their escape, they went through Dundas.
Okay.
And then they went through Mankato and a few other towns in between. And then they stopped at a small farm in Laverne, Minnesota. Mm. And then they made their way into South Dakota. But it was pretty cool just to hear all these small towns on this historical podcast.
They didn't say whose farm it was?
They did. It was Charles and Sarah Rolfe.
Hmm.
So that would be late 1870s approximately.
Yeah, I don't.
You remember that?
I don't remember them.
You don't remember them?
No.
That was pretty cool. So I called my dad. I called Mark Walgrave up and said, "Dad, Jesse and Frank James, they were in Laverne.
They were there.
So that was kind of cool." Huh. Folks, we're giving away 4 tickets to a St. Paul Saints game. The best real estate question this morning is going to win. Give us a call at the studio lines are open at 651-647-2910. That is the call number of the studio. If you'd like to win 4 tickets to a Saints game, then you can give us a call. And the best question is going to win this morning. Anything and everything real estate related. Phone lines are open. To win 4 tickets to a Saints game, give us a call with your real estate question. Phone lines are open at 651-647-2910. That is the call number to the studio. We also have a text line. You can win via text at 763-443-5664. The text line, again, to win 4 tickets to a Saints game is 763-443-5664. All right, folks. Should we do market updates? You want to do stats quick?
Yeah, let's do some market updates. Talk about rates a little bit. Actually, I have some good news on rates that I want to share. So we'll talk about that a little bit.
I like good news on rates. Theodore, would you like to help out with the market statistics?
Yeah.
You do? You want to grab your own mic over there? Let's move you over. Evan will get you on camera. There he is. All right, here we go. All right, buddy. We're going to talk about market updates in the Twin Cities metro area. Currently, inventory of homes for sale is
5,278.
nice job. And a year ago, we had how many?
5,921.
So we've got a change about 11%. The inventory is down 11% from this time last year. Pending home sales in the last 3 months?
14,454.
And last year at this time, we had how many homes?
15,948.
So pending home sales in the last 3 months are down approximately 9% from this time last year. The median sale price currently is
354,000.
and last year at this time,
328,462.
that's right. So the median sale price, folks, or the median sale price is up almost 8%, 7.8% from this time last year. The affordability index is,
108,
and a year ago at this time,
136.
so the affordability index is down about 21% from this time last year. Theodore, how many homes per buyer are there? One. And last year, the same thing. One. So you got one house to choose from if you're a buyer. That's
quite the selection.
It's quite the selection. Average days on market currently is
35.
and a year ago we were at
39.
So that's a change of about 10%. The homes are selling for
107.
102.7.
Yeah.
That's kind of a tough one. A year ago we were at
101.9.
0.9. That's correct. So that's a change of about 1%. So folks, homes are selling for approximately 103% of list price. Those are the market updates in the Twin Cities metro area. Theodore, you did a good job.
Yeah.
You like doing that?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Loved it.
You
loved
it.
Here's my little radio tangent. When I was in radio school, we used to actually, one of the things they taught us, because they know that your start in radio is probably going to be in a small market, was farm updates, doing the daily numbers for things like livestock prices and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like commodity stuff. That's cool.
Pretty good, Theodore. Here's my feedback. You only say "and" when there's a decimal point. This is something that they gloss over in school these days. But you don't say "and" until you get to the decimal point.
Interesting.
So if it's 101 point,
yeah,
then it would be 101 and 2.7%.
Wow, look at that.
I know,
You
right?
learned something new. What do you say?
Thank you.
Yeah. No, you did great.
Theodore also learned, he learned a bunch of new things. He also learned that Mike Ouverson is stronger than his dad.
That's true.
We learned that this morning.
Is that true?
No, my dad is stronger than Mike Ouverson.
So we'll do the TikTok gritty challenge, and then there will also be a TikTok of the arm wrestle between Mike Ouverson and Jason Walgrave.
We can do an arm wrestle.
We should do a feats of strength.
Oh yeah, you know what?
Like
Maybe
a
we
whole
should
series
do
of
the Minnesota Home Talk Tournament of Champions.
Yeah, there we go.
And it'll just be you two competing, and I'll officiate everything. I'll come up with a series of tasks and challenges to test your physical mettle.
Oh
We'll film it all.
I've already got my outfit picked out. I got a headband. I'm gonna have sweatbands going.
We could do it as like a charity event where the winner designates the charity, and you guys both pitch in like $500.
Yeah, we'll wear like short shorts and stuff. It'll be great.
I'm gonna come in dressed like Macho Man Randy Savage.
I'll be Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
And I'm going to win the gritty challenge.
You're gonna win the gritty challenge.
He's gonna win the gritty
I think
challenge.
you will. We saw an example
And
of
then,
it.
do we get a trophy whoever wins?
I think well, that sounds good to me.
Okay, I get a trophy.
You know what?
Woo!
I think Hubbard Broadcasting will provide that trophy.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like they want to be a part of this. I like where your head's at, Theodore.
Sorry, Robbo, you're stuck now.
All right, folks, we got the phone lines open. If you'd like to win 4 tickets to a Saints game, give us a call at 651-647-2910 is the call-in number. Anything and everything real estate related, whether you're thinking about buying, selling, investing in real estate, questions about financing, refinancing, credit scores, questions about home improvement, new construction, or commercial real estate. The phone lines are open to win 4 tickets to a Saints game. Give us a call at 651 647-2910. We also have a text line. You can win via text. Text us your real estate questions to win one set of 4 tickets to the Saints game. So one big winner, 4 tickets, great seats. The text line is 763-443-5664. Again, the text line to win 4 tickets to a Saints game is 763-443-5664. All right, Mr. Ouverson.
Hang on. We did have a text question, but this might derail the whole show.
Great.
So Biggie sent me he doesn't understand that text questions are supposed to be like text length. Instead, he sent me like an 8-page email. But
he's thorough.
In general, he's saying
the Spark Notes version, the first part of the question, which is like the conversation starter, is what are you guys' thoughts on the piloting new financing for housing production and preservation product? Will the government start buying up construction loans like they do for regular mortgages? So a little bit of extra info on this for people that don't know. This is like a stopgap measure because there's a lot of government funding for large developments, building a 16-unit plus type apartment building. But this is funding specifically oriented around buying up smaller, you want to redevelop a 2-unit or a 4-unit type building because that's kind of an identified gap in the market.
Sure.
And he sent me a ton of stuff about it. I'm not reading all this. TLDR. That was the TLDR, is that this is a government-backed product in order to finance smaller types of high-density housing.
Ouverson, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, they kind of already do through Fannie and Freddie and all that stuff. That's the thing. Are they gonna provide additional money to rehab, renovate, like that type of stuff?
Yeah,
they're not.
Probably not.
No. They're gonna say, look, if it wasn't for us, and when I say us, I mean the government, I'm talking Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have VA loans with 0 down. You wouldn't have FHA loans with only 3.5% down. You wouldn't have even a 30-year fixed mortgage out there. If you take Fannie, Freddie, FHA, VA, if you take the government stuff out of the equation and put it all on the banks only want to do ARMs.
Right.
They don't want to have the risk of I gotta guarantee you this rate for 30 years.
Right.
That's all I'm going to get on that money. They want to be like, we'll guarantee that rate for 5 years or 7 years, and then it's going to adjust with the market after that.
Yep.
So the only reason why we have 30-year fixed with the low down payment options that we see out there is because the government has stepped in and has provided that, because they buy those mortgages after the bank lends on them. Right. And then now they're responsible for it. Now there's servicers out there that you're going to make your payments to and stuff. The government's not going to service it. You're not going to pay the government and stuff like that and send out statements and things like that. They have servicing companies that do that. But the actual owner of those loans are Fannie, Freddie, FHA, stuff like that. So when it comes to that piece of it, no, I don't think they're going to provide additional stuff, because they're already have funding options out there for 1 to 4 unit properties.
Yeah, and so I want to add my thoughts to this too. I know that the idea is that it's oriented around new construction and rehab, but I feel like in most situations when someone's looking to develop a smaller type of property, like a 2 to 4 unit, the cost barrier isn't so much finding financing, it's making it worthwhile from an investment standpoint. Most of the time, if you're going to be building, it makes more sense to build something bigger. It's great to be able to rehab a property and turn it into a 3-unit or something like that. But if you're building new construction, a lot of the time it's like, why stop at 2 units when we could put like a 6-unit small building, but a good amount of units here to try and recoup our investment faster.
Well, that's a great point. I mean, because you're, as you go vertical, the cost per unit is less the more that you do.
Right, exactly. You're increasing your cost per square footage for sure, but not by that much.
Right.
As opposed to, it's like if you're building a 4-unit type building, your cost per square footage is going to be about the same as a single family home, roughly speaking. Yeah. Whereas it's like, oh, well, we could add an additional 2 units and add maybe $25 a square foot for that construction to go up another floor.
But increase the revenue.
Significantly.
Yeah.
Right.
And, there's funding options for a duplex or whatever, where you're in that same category as a single family home. And if you're looking to buy or build individually, that's a great option. But if you're talking about just building this is a This is a rental property. This is an
Right.
investment from the get-go. I feel like looking at a 2 to 4 unit is aiming small for most places.
Yeah, that makes sense. Are you doing, does FHA still offer 203K loan?
Yeah.
Renovation loan?
Yes, they still do renovation loans.
Does that include up to 4 units?
Mhm.
It does.
Yep.
So to answer Josh's question through what's currently available, you could do a FHA 203K loan, which is a renovation loan, to buy up to 4 units. The loan includes the renovation, and so that may be a way to
Yep.
to get it done too.
Now you have to live in one of those units
Okay.
as your
That's true.
primary
Yeah.
residence.
Yeah.
You cannot do that for a straight investment. It's, hey, I'm going
Yeah.
to be living in one of the units and then I'll rent the other 3 out.
Yeah.
Then you can do FHA on it. If you're not going to be living in one of those units, FHA completely goes out the window.
How long do you have to live in that unit before you can, do it again? Say you move into a place, it's a triplex, fourplex, you're renovating it, you live in a unit, or when you split it up into units, you're living in a unit, and then you go, I want to do it again. This is now an investment property. I'm going to do another one.
There's no defined timeline, but an underwriter is going to look once you do that a couple times, and it's like, okay, I bought this one on an FHA loan, right? And I did that. Now, one thing to know about FHA loans is you can only have one at a time.
Right.
So if you buy the first one on an FHA loan and you live there for a year and then you want to go do it again, well, you've already used up your FHA loan on the first one. You can't do FHA again on the second one unless you sell the first one or refinance that FHA loan onto a conventional loan.
Right.
So then you would, if you do one of those two things, now you open up your eligibility to do another FHA loan. But, an underwriter is going to see if you do that a couple times in a row in a short period of time, an underwriter is going to look at your file, be like, okay, you bought this one on an FHA loan and then you refinance it or did something, and then you bought that one on an FHA loan. You're basically using the FHA loan product to acquire investment properties through living there as a primary residence for a short period of time. They're going to come in there and say, no, you're doing this for investment purposes. We're not going to approve that
it again.
And maybe that's where this product comes in on those smaller properties. Maybe that's the market that they're targeting, is the person that's doing this as their individual business that then struggles to find financing on the 4th or 5th property, where it's like, you're kind of you should be doing commercial loans here, buddy.
Right. So then you get into that piece there too. Cause really the sole function, or not the sole function, but the idea behind Fannie and Freddie and FHA and those is to provide primary housing, affordable primary housing financing options. They really don't like people trying to skirt the guidelines and use those to acquire investment properties.
Yeah.
If you're going to acquire investment properties, Fannie and Freddie will do investment properties, but the down payment requirement is higher, the interest rates are higher, things like that.
Yeah.
So an underwriter, when they're looking at these things, they're really going to pin down as, does it make sense that this person is going to occupy this property as their primary residence? And if that answer is yes, then you can get the primary residence financing options. If they're looking at someone's profile and say, doesn't really, I see what they're doing, or it doesn't really make sense that this person is going to occupy this property as their primary residence, now we got to go to some sort of investment property financing, which is completely different terms.
Yep.
Does conventional financing typically allow assumptions?
No.
Never.
Nope.
Almost never. Okay.
There's no conventional loans out there that allow assumptions that I know of.
Okay.
FHAs are assumable and VAs are assumable. So the government stuff is assumable, but conventional stuff, no.
So in that topic, or on that topic, so we've got a new listing coming up in Savage in the next few weeks, and the current owners have a VA mortgage that is assumable. But so obviously to be assumable, you have to qualify for VA financing, but they have a pretty large, because they just refinanced it, I don't know, last fall. So they've got, $500,000 ish assumable mortgage on it. And it's 2.375 30-year fixed. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because I think that in the years to come, the mortgages that are assumable can be a selling feature to properties. In this case, if it's FHA, it's an easier deal because more people qualify for FHA.
Right.
But still, if you've got this assumable, really low, high 2s or anywhere in the 3s rate, now you've got a selling feature or advantage that, that conventional mortgages won't have.
Right.
So in that example, my question for you, Mike, is, so let's say there's a $400,000 mortgage on the property that's assumable. That's the current balance. And the property is worth $500,000. And somebody wants to come in and let's whether it's FHA or VA, it's assumable. How do they make up that difference? Is the only option to bring in $100,000 in cash, or are there second, loan finance companies out there that can kind of bridge that gap to keep your total down payment less?
Yep. So that's a good question. So on a purchase, FHA doesn't allow secondary financing, and I'm pretty sure VA doesn't either.
Okay.
So you're coming in with cash, or gift funds from family, or liquidating retirement. You gotta come up with your quote unquote your own funds, to bridge that gap. So if the purchase price is $500, you're taking over a loan amount of $400. You gotta come up with $100 in order to assume that loan.
But it might be worth getting creative if you can assume a really low interest rate.
Well,
on that.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Thinking outside the box. I mean, we love being creative, Mike, your team and our team, and just thinking of all different options and possibilities, and how do we get folks into homes for the least monthly payment, and so we like getting creative like that. So you're going to see more and more of that come this year. Folks, we got the phone lines open. If you'd like to win 4 tickets to a St. Paul Saints game, give us a call. The phone lines are open at 651-647-2910 is the call number of the studio. Give us a call. Anything and everything real estate related. Anything to do with real estate, buying, selling, investing, financing, refinancing, credit scores, new construction, commercial real estate, anything and everything real estate related. Give us a call at 651-647-2910. Best question is going to win 4 tickets to a St. Paul Saints game. 651. The studio lines are open at 651-647-2910. The text line, you can text your real estate questions to win that way as well. Best question is going to win. Text your real estate questions to 763-443-5664. The text line again is 763-443-5664. You got some good news on rates, I hear.
I do have some good news on rates. So rates, and I got some home price stuff too I want to cover. But we can cover rates first. So a couple things on rates. The last week and a half has actually been good for rates. The market has gone up. Rates have come down a little bit. I actually priced out a deal just yesterday on a 30-year fix was at 4.875 with no points on a 30-year, on a conventional 30-year.
That's fantastic.
So it's been a while since we actually had rates that started with a 4. Now she's got a huge down payment, 70% down and stuff. So you get all the benefits of the huge down payment and the higher credit score and all that. But it was good to see that we're actually to that point yet. Most of the people are probably going to be hanging around 5 1/8 to 5 1/4.
Okay.
But an opportunity with the right scenario that you might be back into the 4s with no discount points.
That's awesome.
You're going to see a lot of rates advertised out there in the 4s, but those advertised rates are going to include discount points. Read the fine print if you see those out there. So you got to be careful with that. But so that's good news.
That's really good news.
So hopefully that's a little bit of a sign that they're going to be leveling off. Hopefully here we'll have to see obviously how the next couple months go with inflation and some other factors. But
so in regards to that, quick question. If you are building a new home or you're going to be building a new home, do you have extended rate options available?
We do.
And so are they 6 month, 12 month, 18 month?
So we have 4 options: 120 day, 180 day, 270 day, 360 day.
Okay.
So you can lock a full year out if you want to.
You can. Okay.
Yep. There's adjustments to that because obviously a year out, your guess is as good as mine, is as good as whoever else's guess in the country of where rates are going to be at that point. So if you're going to do a 360-day rate lock, basically you take the 60-day rate lock that you could lock today at, and you add 1% to the interest rate, and that's what you're locking in at.
Oof.
Okay, so if it's if the 60-day right today is at, let's just say for easy numbers, 5% flat, right? You're going to be locking at 6%.
Okay.
So now that 6% is locked for entire year, 360 days. So it's just short of a year technically, but 360 days. Now what happens is that there's a float down option. Once you get within 30 days of closing, if rates are lower than your 6% that you're locked at, you get to unlock the 6 and float them down to wherever they're at that point.
Okay.
So you got to look at the extended rate lock options as I'm basically guaranteeing my worst case scenario. My worst case scenario is that in my example, you're locked at 6%. If rates are at 7% at that point, doesn't matter because you're locked at 6.
Sounds like insurance to me.
If rates are at 5% and we're within 30 days of your closing, you get to unlock your 6% rate and float it down to 5.
Got it.
So
what if they go to 4%?
Well, then you go to
float
4.
down whatever.
You float it. You
So
float
there's
it
not a
down.
limit on how low you can float.
Yeah, it's just
Got it.
whatever. So we go back to the 60-day rate lock at that point. So we're within 30 days of closing and rates are lower. We look at what the current 60-day is at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's lower than where you're currently locked at,
Yeah.
you get to float it down to that number.
So there's options out there. And then you guys are also doing, what do they call it? The hybrid.
Hybrid fixed.
Folks, it's an arm. Okay. Let's just get it on the table. It's an arm product.
Why not just, they should just call it like a leg.
I'll think for a minute to try and come up with the acronym.
Just something, you know what I mean? Just
What would be
His arm is adjustable rate mortgage,
Yeah.
right?
leg. We'd have to, we got leg loans
Yeah,
instead
we
of
got
arms.
leg loans.
And people would be like,
Yeah.
going across it. What's a leg loan? Well, see, it's this. Isn't that an arm? Well, I mean, kind of, but it's,
Kind of.
it's called a leg.
This house is going to cost you an arm and a leg.
Yeah. But we have those as well. Another thing we have too is we had a new jumbo product come out that the pricing is killer.
Really?
Yeah. So I priced one out for one of our clients we're actually working with, and I was at 4.375 with no discount points on a 30-year fix on a jumbo $1 million house, $800,000 loan amount, 4.375 on a 30-year
Wow.
fixed, no points.
Wow.
The next best price option that we had was at 5.375, a full point higher.
Wow.
So that's a new product that we have that's out, which the pricing is absolutely killer. And so if you got any jumbo loan scenarios, definitely reach out to us because we do have that now. The other thing that we have, and it's part of our bank type of deal. So there's really kind of like 3 GSEs out there. There's Fannie and Freddie. So
Mhm.
government sponsored enterprise is what GSE stands for, right? So
Mhm.
you have those two. You have a smaller one that's only available to small community banks called the Federal Home Loan Bank.
Huh.
Right. So now that we are a bank with Luminate Bank, when we acquired them,
Yeah.
we have access to this Federal Home Loan Bank. One of the cool things that they have is they on their second homes, they have no level pricing adjustments.
Okay.
So when you go to like a standard Fannie and Freddie for a second home, your rate today would be 6.125, and you're probably paying 2 points to get that rate on a second home.
Okay.
We go to Federal Home Loan Bank, which now we have access to.
Yeah.
Now your rate's probably 5.375 with 1 point.
Wow.
So your discount points is at half,
Yeah.
right? So it's half the cost, and your rate is 3/4 lower. And so
That's
that's another option there too, where no one can really touch our pricing on that. So if you're looking at second homes up north in Minnesota, down in
Yeah.
Florida, down in Arizona,
Yeah.
something like that, reach out to us because
That's huge.
we have that option to go with now as well.
Love it. Fantastic. Folks, we got the phone lines open. If you'd like to win 4 tickets to a St. Paul Saints game on us, give us a call with your real estate questions. Studio lines are open at 651-647-2910. Studio lines again are open. Anything and everything real estate related to win 4 tickets to a St. Paul Saints game on us, give us a call at 651-647-2910. That is the call-in number. And then, of course, we have the text line at 763-443-5664. The text line again is 763-443-5664.
So the other thing I was going to talk about too, so home prices. We're talking about home prices.
Yes.
Okay. Let's rewind to 12 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were saying that they thought home prices were going to level off,
Mm-hmm.
maybe even come down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Some
Right.
did. Yep.
What and what happened again?
That did not happen.
Yeah. So home prices went up by how much again per our stats or year over year?
Almost 8%.
8%.
Yep.
So if we look at that, today, and we are predicting what's going to happen a year from now, then what are you going to say? What's your prediction?
6 to 8.
6 to 8 again?
Yep.
Yeah. I see the same thing too, just because the inventory is so low.
Mhm.
There's no way that we can catch up with the inventory enough.
Yep.
Even with rates going up to where they're at, there's just no way that we can get enough inventory
Right.
that's going to hold off home prices. They're going to continue to go up. So the one thing I want to bring up is a lot of people are like, well, it's a bad time to buy because rates are higher and home prices are higher. Like you get hit double whammy, right?
Mhm.
But you got to look at it like, what are my options? I got to live somewhere.
Mhm.
So do I buy now, or do I sign another year lease and buy next year?
Mhm.
So when it comes to home prices, I truly believe they're going to be higher next year again. So I think you're gonna pay more for that exact same house if you do wait another year.
I agree.
And so, but the whole rate thing is different, because once you buy a house, you've paid that price for that house. You can't go back and pay a lower price.
Right.
But on rates, you can get a lower rate. You're not, quote unquote, stuck with the rate that you get when you purchase it, because if rates go down, you can always refinance and get lower money, right? Cheaper money. So, so I'm looking at it and like, whenever I hear it's just a bad time to buy, I'm going to rent another year and wait. I just kind of bite my tongue, roll my eyes a little bit, and I'm just like, honestly, I it's a mistake.
Yes, I agree.
It's going to cost you more, because a lot of people are like, well, I think rates are going to come down because there's going to be a recession. Yeah, that's true. But if you buy a house today, you can still get that rate 12 months from now.
Right.
18 months from now, you can refinance to that rate.
That's right.
But if you wait 12 to 18 months until rates get there, you're paying another 6 to 8% higher for that house.
You are. And think about all the money that you're throwing away in rent, and your rents are at all-time highs right now. And so I agree with that 100%. That's a great point, though, because I think a lot of times in real estate, people think in this 30-year term, right? I'm buying this house and I'm stuck for 30 years with, the house or the rate or whatever the case is. Well, I mean, folks move on average every 7 years. I mean, it used to be every like 3 or 4, but it's closer to that 6-7 year range right now. But you bring up a great point in the rates, and you and I have been talking about that for the last, 2-3 months. It's like, don't get stressed out about the rates. First of all, rates in the 5s are still really, really good.
Yes.
The average 40-year fixed rate is 8.25. So anything in the 5s is great. But you just get your house, and if there's an opportunity to refinance when the rates go lower, if they do, then you can take that opportunity. So.
Yeah, exactly. And so long term too, rent doubles every 20 years.
Yes.
If you are one of those people that actually buys a house and stays in it for 20 years, guess what your payment is on year 20 versus year 1?
Oh, the principal interest is the same.
The principal interest is the same.
Exactly the same.
But where your rent has doubled.
You
know what I mean? So you got to keep that into consider too. You're locking in a principal and interest payment that won't change on you moving forward.
Right.
So inflation goes up, the economy changes, things like that. Well, you're on a house payment from back in, if you bought today, you're paying a house payment from 2022, where in 2040, you're going to be paying however much more, because of those different factors. So it's,
and the rent stuff. I mean, we've seen we've heard stories of people, rents doubling in the last 5 years. Or 5 years ago, they were paying $1,500 a month, and now they're paying almost $3,000, 5 years.
Right.
So to keep that in mind as well. Folks, we got the phone lines open at 651-647-2910 is the call-in number. If you'd like to win 4 tickets to a St. Paul Saints game on us, give us a call. The studio lines are open, 651-647-2910. And we also have a text line at 763-443-5664. Text your real estate questions to win St. Paul Saints tickets to our text line at 763-443-5664. Hey, good morning. Hey, Jim, how are you doing? How can we help you?
Well, I'm doing fine. How are you guys doing?
We're doing fantastic.
good.
Well, it's great listening to you. I've got you on Facebook.
Oh, fantastic. I'm glad you're finding us there.
I recognize his voice.
You do recognize the voice?
That's odd. I don't know why that would be.
Right?
Interesting.
Sounds a lot like my dad, and he's got the same name as him too.
Weird.
Well,
Jim, how can we help you this morning?
Well, over the past month, you guys have been talking about buying or renting, and people are talking about renting for a year and saving $50 or $75 a month. So do you guys have a program to show these clients that if they buy now and pay $50 to $75 more on their home loan, how much that's going to save them in interest, and how many years they can knock off on their principal by doing that?
Mm-hmm.
We do actually. We have a very cool rent versus buy calculator, and it's fully customizable. You plug in whatever you want. You plug in, cost of the rent. You plug in, expected rental increases. You plug in the price of the home you can buy today, the interest rate, you plug in taxes, insurance, you do all that stuff, and it literally calculates year by year kind of what your numbers look like. So It'll also include then your cost to sell. So if you're going to plan on selling that house in 7 years, you take the real estate commissions, you take your title costs, take all that stuff into consideration, and it basically shows your net at the end of each year if you buy that house versus rent a house. And so that's something that we can run for people. And it's just a matter of plugging in what you think is going to happen, and then it'll spit out the numbers, and it's pretty astonishing of what it looks like.
Yeah, Jim, I really like this program because it just puts it on paper and it compares it side by side. If you rent, this is where you're going to be at. If you buy, this is where you're going to be at. And then, I mean, we've run the analysis that after 10 years, I mean, the amount of additional wealth that is created through home ownership is astounding. And the statistics are clear. In almost all price ranges, it makes more sense to buy than it does to rent. So we do have that feature.
Good question, Dad. Thanks.
Even $50 a month, it takes off on your mortgages and so on.
Yeah, the time that it takes off a 30-year mortgage. Absolutely. Jim, what do you got going on this weekend?
We have some relatives, a friend coming this morning for a little while, and we've got a whole bunch of graduation parties to go to.
Oh, yeah. Tis the season for those.
Are you a big graduation gifter? Do you bring big gifts to these graduates?
But it seems like money, it seems to be the best gift.
That's certainly what everybody wants.
Your presence isn't gift enough at their party, Dad?
No, normally it isn't. But the food is fantastic at all these parties.
Oh, isn't it though? I love grad parties.
Yeah. And then, of course, the graduation ceremony is on Sunday afternoon at the Laverne Public School.
What's the temperature going to be? I think it'll be 80 something, won't it?
When is it?
Sunday?
Yeah, 80.
Sunday? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 78, 82, somewhere in there.
I think it's supposed to be 88 up here, I think is what the...
You better put your sunscreen on.
So I normally get the help during graduation, but the help guide the kids in so they know, so they can be like 5 feet apart and they go down to the chairs and so on. So I get to do some of that kind of stuff, which is a lot of fun.
Oh, heck yeah. Because what's the graduating class this year? Is it about how many kids are graduating from Laverne?
I think there's like 85 somewhere in there.
Okay. So a little bit less than when we were graduating. I think I graduated with about 100. So
yeah, we were, how much was in my class? 100. I want to say there was like 120.
Really? You
roughly.
guys have a big class.
Well, back in the 1960s, I mean, not to go that far, but I think I think the classes were like 160 kids. 160 back in the day. Jeez. As far as class size back then.
Well, the reason you had 120 in yours is because so many failed my grade and they had to
they had to redo. They go circle back for an extra year.
You had all these kids that were 21 when they graduated high school. No, just tease them. All right. Hey, Jim, we appreciate you calling in.
Back in 1963, when I graduated, there was 86 in my class. 86. But that was at Slayton.
Oh, that was at Slayton, yeah.
Because Slayton's a little bit smaller in Laverne.
Slayton's like 2,000 people. I mean, it's about half the size. Yeah.
So interesting. I didn't know you graduated from Slayton.
Yeah, so I just gave away my age, didn't I?
A little bit.
Well, and knowing you graduated from Slayton, Jim, that certainly explains a few things in my mind.
Thanks a lot.
And thank you for the call, Jim.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Hey, have a good weekend, Jim. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, you too.
All right, see you later.
Good weekend, Dad.
All right, folks, phone lines are open. It's 651-647-2910.
So I shared the last rent versus buy calculator that we put together on the show. I sent it over to Evan. We'll see if he can pull it up here. But I'm just looking.
He says he sent it to me, but I'm not seeing it.
Which one? Which email address when you just send it to?
AOL
Minnesota Home Talk.
His AOL account?
Yeah, he sent it to the wrong email. It's all right. I'll tell you what. Why don't we next week? Why don't we do that calculation live on the air again?
We can do it.
We do have a couple of quick text message questions to burn through that came in.
Sounds good.
First of all, Sarah asks, is the increase in rates causing a slow in sales? We kind of already addressed that a little bit. And
No.
how are agents coping along with all others that are in the business?
Okay, so that's a great question. Here's what's going to happen this year. Here's what I believe is going to happen this year. I believe that approximately 30% of all licensed real estate agents in the state of Minnesota will no longer be in the business by the end of the year.
Yep.
Boom. Hot take.
I believe that 30 to 40% of all loan officers in the state of Minnesota will no longer be in the business by the end of the year.
Here's the stat: $4.2 trillion worth of loans was funded in 2021. They're expecting that 2.4 trillion is going to be funded in 2022. That's almost half the amount of dollars will be funded this year versus last year.
Yeah.
When half is funded, guess what
Yeah.
happens to the people working in those industries?
Yes.
Not
They
half is
leave.
going to go away, but a third probably going to go away.
A third's going to go away. And so who should you be working with? Folks, you need to be working with a top experienced real estate team, and you need to be working with a top experienced mortgage team. It's such a big purchase, and it is important what you're doing. Make sure you're working with the top in the industry so that your interests are best served.
I'll tell you what, here's my hot take.
Yeah.
You don't have to work with a top team. But
No.
that's only true if you don't really feel that strongly about getting a house.
Mhm.
In this market with this kind of competition, you can have two standpoints. Well, it's not that important to me, so I'll just work with whoever, or I'll work with the best so I can actually get what I want.
I mean,
Yes.
you don't have to recruit the best athletes for your basketball team, but then you're also not going to be playing for any championships.
You
Yeah.
know,
Do you want to win?
listen, not everyone can play for the Harlem Globetrotters.
True.
You know, maybe you want to
story.
be, what is it, the Washington Generals?
Yeah.
I work with the Washington Generals for the memes, but I wouldn't say I'm going to win no championships or anything. I would just be like, yeah, you know,
Is that a team? Washington General?
That's who the Harlem Globetrotters
yeah,
play
that's
every
who they
time.
always play. That's the foil to here's the inside basketball thing. They're all just as good as the Harlem Globetrotters.
God.
Like they're recruiting these top guys that are, you know, taking the fall.
Yeah.
It's professional wrestling.
I love it.
Because you got to be that good to lose that close kind of thing.
But-
We got one more super quick text message, which Andy is always asking questions. And Andy's question is, how important is PMI to getting a loan?
PMI, how important is it? Well, if you got less than 20% down, you're going to pay it.
Yep.
Now, it's super cheap. If you have good credit
Yeah.
and your debt to income ratio is low, it's super cheap. People are like, oh, it's like a couple $100 a month. Literally, I did an $800,000 loan for a guy who was like $98 a month.
Well-
For an $800,000 loan because his credit score is good, debt to income ratio is low. So needed in some cases, but it can be super cheap.
Folks, we appreciate you tuning in. Have you checked out MinnesotaHometalk.com? It has one of the best online home search tools in the state. We have map search tools. You can create custom searches. It's updated from the MLS about every 15 minutes. We also offer free market analysis on your home or investment property, tons of free reports on real estate. Check us out online at MinnesotaHometalk.com. Folks, that's MinnesotaHometalk.com. Have a safe holiday weekend. Thanks, folks. We'll see you next week.
This has been a paid program. The views expressed were not necessarily those of the management or ownership of KSTP-AM 1500 ESPN. You're listening to 1500 ESPN on KSTP-AM 1500 and 94.5 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul.